y'all family, you got 1 minute for the words of the Lord to find out who you are according to the Bible. Right? See that? Bring that out.
It's the book of Proverbs 14 and 15.
Right.
Yo, the simple believeth every word.
What the Lord say?
The simple believeth every word. But the prudent man,
But the
prudent man
right?
looketh well to his going.
But the what?
But the prudent man looketh well to his going.
Right, but the prudent man looks well to his goings, man. Right? A wise man is gonna what? Is gonna watch before he steps, man. He's gonna watch where he steps, man. Right? Can I get the definition of prudent? Can a brother put up the definition of prudent, man? Right? Because that's why we're out here to give our people discernment, man. Show them how to walk. Right? Because our people don't have discernment, man. How you doing, brother? How's it going, man? So, you know anything about this up here? Have you heard about the Israelites before? Yeah. You heard about the Israelites, right? What do you know about the Israelites, brother?
Not much.
Not much? Okay, calm, I'm crazy. Alright, so we're out here teaching our people and giving our people discernment, right? Of who they are, right? What their purpose of life is, what the true meaning of life is, right? And who they are according to the Bible, the true nationality. Because what they give us, they gave us black, Negro, Hispanic, Latino, what else? Afro-American, what else? There's so many different other terms and bywords that they gave our people that our people don't even know what to call themselves anymore. Right? So we're out here giving our people their history before they gave us those terms. Before they gave us Native American, before they gave us Negro, before 1492, before 1619, we're out here showing our people who they were before that. Right? Because that's all our people know. Our people only know slavery up until now. But what were our people doing before slavery, right? Right, we're gonna show you out of the Bible that it was a prophecy, a biblical prophecy, that our people were gonna lose their heritage, right? Drop everything. Give me Jeremiah 17 and 4.
Bring it out, bring it out. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
Right.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies.
What's gonna happen?
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies
Right.
in the land which thou knowest not.
Right? So what does that sound like to you, brother? In the Bible it's saying it's a prophecy. A prophecy means what? Do you know what prophecy means?
Nothing.
Prophecy, well, alright, that's cool. I didn't know it too at one time. Prophecy means you're literally foretelling the future, something before it happens, right? So this is a prophecy saying that the Israelites, right, were gonna lose their heritage and serve their enemies in the land which they never knew. Now, did your forefathers know this land before they got here? Were you the how can I say, like, what would be your nationality here? Like, if you fill out a job application, would you check out African American, like African American, right? So you know the history about African Americans, right? How they went on slavery, on slave ships, right? The Atlantic slave trade, and they bought a lot of them from west coast of Africa and brought them to America, right? And to the Caribbean islands, right? So they didn't know this land before they got here, right?
You might go take pictures.
Nah, go ahead, brother. Yeah, go ahead. Right, but they didn't know this land before they got here, right, brother? Right. So read that again.
Jeremiah 17 and 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
Right. So the Lord's saying that the Israelites in the last days, that they're gonna get cut off from their heritage. Right? What people got cut off from their heritage? Who doesn't know who they are in these days?
I say black.
Right? The so-called blacks, right? Because like how I was breaking it down to you before, the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, they got cut off from their heritage. Right? They got cut off from their land. Right? If you see the sign right here, this is what the Bible will call you, and this is what society, modern day, will call you. What the white man gave us, right? So you got Dominicans, you got African Americans, West Indians, you got Haitians, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans.
How are you determining the correlations?
I got you. Now you would know, then that's exactly why we're out here, that how you would know how all these people, how they would be from, how we're all the same people, and we would actually be the Israelites according to the Bible, is by going into the curses, because it was by these prophecies that I'm gonna read to you today, is you're gonna know who these people fit. Now, if these curses fit a certain people today, then that would make them the Israelites back then, the same people. Now remember, it was prophesied that the Israelites wouldn't know who they are. And you already said that who lost their heritage in the nationality? The so-called blacks, right? Now I say so-called because you're not the color of your book bag. They come in different shades of brown. Let me get Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Now you know about Moses? You know about Moses, right? So Moses, what did Moses do? Do you recall?
Yeah, the stick like that. He parted the
staff. He parted the Red Sea. Yeah, that's right. And he said, "Let my people go." Right. Right. So he freed the Israelites out of Egypt. Do you know what they was doing in Egypt? Why he had to save them out of Egypt?
Were they under government of another?
They were under a pharaoh. They were doing what? They were doing slave work. They were they were in slavery and bondage, right? Now this is, you know what, I'm about to read to you here. These are curses and prophecies that Moses gave to Israel, that if they didn't keep the commandments, that these things was going to happen to them. And these things are going to be a sign so you know who you are in the last days, because remember, it was also a prophecy that we were going to lose our heritage. Now for you to know who you are, you have to come back to the Lord, keep the commandments, and read these curses in the Bible. Because he knew that in the latter days, in the last days, that Israel was going to wake up, that there was going to be a great awakening at the end, spiritually, and we're going to come back to a nationality. And that's what's happening right here, right now. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 15.
It's the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 15.
Right.
But it shall come to pass,
right,
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
right,
to observe, to do all his commandments,
right,
and his statutes,
right,
which I command thee this day,
right,
that all these curses,
all these what?
That all these curses,
right,
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right. Now, are curses a good thing or a bad thing?
Bad.
Usually a bad thing, right? So Moses is saying, hey, if y'all don't keep the commandments, this is after he parted the Red Sea. And he's speaking to the Israelites, he's like, hey, if you don't keep these commandments, these curses are gonna come upon you, man. Right? Now, do you think, after this point in time, do you think that Israel kept the commandments?
At this point in time?
Do you think after Moses told them this, do you think they ever kept the commandments?
I don't know.
Nah, they didn't, right? Look at Daniel 9 and 11, right? Right, Israel, the Israelites never kept the commandments, right? We're gonna read that. Daniel 9 and 11.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 11.
Right.
Yea, all Israel, all Israel
right,
have transgressed the law,
right,
even by departing,
right,
that they might not obey thy voice.
That they might not what?
That they might not obey thy voice.
Right.
Therefore, the curse is poured upon us.
The curse is poured upon what?
The curse is poured upon us.
No, on the whole world.
The curse is poured upon us.
Right, so the curses are poured upon only on the Israelites. That's why you see all the other nationalities prospering. That's why the Arabs come here, they got no papers, but they still reigning over you. That's why the Chinese man come over here, they set up shop, they got no papers, but they still reigning over you. Meanwhile, you're a citizen here in America, man. They can get way leaps and bounds ahead of you. Meanwhile, your forefathers been here through slavery, built this country, but the Chinaman come over here and he's still above you, man. That's why it said the curses are only poured upon us. These people right here in the sign, and we're gonna read the curses and you're gonna know who these people are in the last days, man. Right? Let me get 46.
It's the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 46.
Right.
You know? And they shall be upon thee,
right,
for a sign.
What are these curses?
For a sign.
So Moses is saying that these curses, right, that we're gonna start reading to you, they're gonna be a sign, right? And what?
And for a wonder.
And a wonder, right?
And upon thy seed forever.
And upon thy seed forever. Meaning that these curses will always be on the Israelites, so as long as they're not keeping the commandments, man. And that's how you're gonna know who they are, man. That's how. Yeah, we're gonna get to that, but I have to show you who you are first. First I gotta prove to you that you're an Israelite. You understand? Right? It's baby steps, man. Right? I'm gonna give you 3 curses. I'm gonna prove to you in the Bible that the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans will be the biblical Israelites, right? And then we're gonna baby steps. I'll show you 3 commandments, and if you got more questions, hey, we can go from there, man. All praise to the Most High. Let me get the first curse.
It's Deuteronomy 28 and 15.
Read it out.
16. Cursed shall thou be in the city.
So Moses said, hey, cursed shall the Israelites be in the city in the last days, man. So any city you go to, brother, real quick, any city you go to Brooklyn, you go to any city in the Caribbean islands, you go to Compton, you go to Harlem, you go to Detroit, you go to Baltimore. What people is looking like they cursing the city, man? Looking destroyed out here, man.
It varies depending on what city you go to. But I understand where you're going.
You understand where I'm coming from, though, right? Who's always living in what? In the hoods,
Majority,
in the
yeah.
projects, living on Section 8, man, right? It's always predominantly, always when you go into the hoods, you always see always the blacks, and who you see right there next to them, the Hispanics. They're always, man. That's how you see them, man. It's any city you go to, man. No matter where you go, they're always in the middle of the city and in the outskirts of the city where you see all the expensive penthouses and whatnot. Then you see the white men in the skyscrapers and whatnot, man. I'm not saying that some of our people don't prosper, but a lot of our people who do prosper, they gotta sign contracts, like LeBron James, right? Alex Rodriguez. And what do you think signing those contracts pertain to, man? You're selling your soul. You understand? It's like you're selling your life. They own you, right?
That's right.
And basically that's what?
That's right.
And basically that's entertainment for the white man, man. That's the modern day coliseums and whatnot, man. Right? Let's keep going on that. Cursed shall thou be in the city and what?
Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
Right? And who was cursed in the field in history? That's plain upon tables, man. You cannot tell me anywhere in history or show me anywhere in history where any other race or nationality was cursed like the so-called black and Hispanic and Native American of indigenous and Negro descent, right? We're not talking about Spaniards. Spaniards is different. We're talking about indigenous and Negro descent, man. You understand? Right? Let me get verse 54.
Deuteronomy 28 and 54.
Right?
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
Right? Hey, and he's also saying, hey, man, the Israelites, man, they're gonna have an evil eye towards each other, man. What people be having an evil eye towards each other, man? That hatred, right? They even have statistics over that, man. They got what? Black on black crime, Hispanic on Hispanic crime, Bloods versus Crips. We're the only people that got gangs set up to kill each other, man.
That's right.
We over here repping blocks that we don't even own, repping colors that they're just colors, man. Like what's the purpose of that, man? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, repping blocks and streets that we don't own. You know what I'm saying? We're the only people that be doing these kind of things, man. The Mexican cartels versus the Salvadorian Salvatruchas, man. The Bloods versus the Mexican cartel, right? Or the Bloods versus Latin Kings, so on and so forth, man. You don't see these white people, man, in the damn suburbs up in upstate New York. Damn, going out to get the mailbox and the mail, whatever, the mail in the mailbox and shoot each other because oh, I didn't get the newspaper today, but you did. Oh, I'm gonna shoot you. Nah, only our people would be killing each other over a pair of shoes and stuff like that, man. We are cursed people, man. Keep going.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
Right? And toward the wife of his bosom, man. Right? Because when you look at our people, man, in society, for the majority, I'm not speaking for every single one, but as a nation of people, the so-called black Hispanic, right? How do we treat our women, man? We treat our women poorly, man. Right? And that's, hey, man, you see the Arabs, man, they got their women all covered up, right, from head to toe. Right? The Chinese, man, they take care of their women. Right? The Arabs, they can have like 20 wives and damn 50 kids, man, and he take care of all of them, man. But what do our people do, man? We have hip hop, reggaeton videos, all this different stuff, man. To have a woman backing it up in the damn front of the camera, man. Have almost damn completely naked, man. You don't see the damn white man doing that in the damn country music videos, man. It's only our people, man. That's what's having an evil eye towards your woman as well, man. Keep going.
And toward the remnant of his children.
And toward the remnant of his children. How about our children? How do we treat our children in our communities, brother? Predominantly. It varies, but what are we known for doing, though?
Doing unto them what was done to us.
What was that?
Doing unto them what was done to us.
Yeah, you're getting there. Are we usually in the household taking care of our children? For the most part, it varies. But like I said, but we even have statistics, right? That what other nation has baby mamas? Has that term, baby mamas?
A lot of those things are put on us, though.
Yeah, it's put on us.
Set up.
It's set up. Yeah, it was a divine intervention that had this happen to us because we didn't keep the commandments.
So you're saying all those things were purposeful? It
was purposeful, yeah. It was kind of like a father whipping his kid, man. Putting him into correction. Right? Because remember that these curses was only poured upon Israel for not keeping the commandments. right? So this is divine intervention from the Lord, putting these curses upon his people to correct them and to bring them back. You know what I'm saying? So now back to that question, what is a so-called black and Hispanic man known for doing with his children? They kind of just, what happens? They kind of just, they get bored and they kind of just get up and what happens? They kind of.
You want me to say leave? But
yeah.
Like I gotta be truthful with that.
Yeah, it does vary. Like I said before, it doesn't happen predominantly. I'm not saying every single black and Hispanic man does that,
right.
But I'm saying we're known for doing those things, especially.
But I can't sit here and say that there aren't any whites that do.
No. I'm not saying you to say that.
Right.
That's what I'm saying predominantly. I'm not saying everybody, because we can't speak for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because predominantly, a lot of us up here, if I was to show of hands, maybe 1 or 2 of us out of the whole group grew up with their fathers. You know what I'm saying? All right, this brother got statistics.
Look at these statistics. 57.6% of black children are living absent. Are living absent of their biological fathers. So the so-called blacks are at the top, and then second would be Hispanics. So these are statistics. This is facts.
And this is statistics from the white man, and they show you. I mean, this is without a doubt plain upon tables, man. Right? So what's gonna happen? Finish that off.
And to the remnant of his children,
right,
which he shall leave.
Which he shall what?
Which he shall leave.
Which he shall leave. So that was gonna be a curse that the so-called Israelites in the last day was gonna lose their heritage. Right, and one of the main curses was going to be what? He was going to leave his children, man. He was going to have an evil eyes towards his wife and leave his children, man. Right? Let me get verse 48.
Deuteronomy 28 and 48.
Right.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies,
right,
which the Lord shall send against thee,
right,
in hunger.
In what? In hunger. Right. So now the Lord's saying that we're gonna serve our enemies in hunger, right? So whenever you're hungry, the Israelites in the last days, what's gonna happen? They have to go to their enemies. The Lord said their enemies, brother, for anything, in hunger. So when you're hungry, you wanna buy food, where you gotta go? Like grocery store, right? And who be owning them grocery stores?
Depends on where you at.
Depends on where you at, but predominantly.
In the Bronx, Hispanic, Brooklyn, probably have Jamaicans, Asians,
right, but let's look on a deeper level though, because when you, even though we got pop and mom shots, because we be going to restaurants that's owned by Jamaicans, so-called Jamaicans here and there. We be eating at their restaurants, whatnot. But like predominantly, who they paying rent to though? Who be owning them buildings, man? Usually those white Jewish people, right? So usually I'm saying by race, I mean it's always a so-called white person owning it, man. The ownership, Walmart, ShopRite, right? What else? Target, you know what I'm saying? All the main chain suppliers are owned by rich white men, man. And you can look these things up. You got Google, man. That's facts. Keep going.
In hunger and in thirst.
Hunger and in thirst, right? Because who be owning Poland Springs, man? Who owns the springs that Poland Springs go and get their water from? Which used to be owned by the Native Americans.
You can't get around that one.
And you can't get around that one, man. Because who took over this land? The white man. So who you think owns those springs? The white man, man. Those used to be our springs, and they took it, and now they make you pay for water that falls out of the sky, man. And if you try to collect water, man, hey, man, they'll probably put you in jail. There's actually laws set up where you can't collect water, man. Keep going.
And in nakedness, and in want of all things.
And in want of all things, man. For whatever you want, man. You want a passport, right? You want to leave the country, you got to go to the government. Hey, that's the white man. You want a loan, you want to go to the bank, you got to sit down with a white man with blonde hair, blue eyes, a nice shaven face to get a loan, man. To get an ID, to get a license, to get anything, you got to go to these people, man. That's facts. And the Lord said you got to go to your enemies for the want of all things, man. The same people that had us in slavery, even up until the last days, hey, you're going to have to go to Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Yeah, you can follow along, brother. Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Hey, but it gets better, man. Well, not better, but hey, the facts just get. Hey, man, the facts just gets plain upon table. Keep going, brother.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
What is he gonna do?
Put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
What's the white man gonna do?
Put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
man, and he said he's gonna put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, man. What people had a yoke of iron on their neck in slavery, man? Come on, man. That's plain, man. Hey, man, what's the hey, right there, man? He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, man. Right? And then they put signs up like that to be sold. Negroes, right? That same thing was happening in the Caribbean islands too. To the indigenous Taino Indians, man, they was putting chains and shackles on their feet and on their damn hands, right? And if they didn't pick enough diamonds and gold, man, they would chop their hand off, man. They would chop one hand off. Hey, next time you better bring me at least 3 pounds of gold this time, right? And it's real life, man. Those things were actually happening, man. There's more on that.
Until he have destroyed thee.
Until he have destroyed thee. So he didn't take that yoke of iron upon thy neck, or those shackles off, chains off your hands and wrists, until he destroyed you. Meaning mentally destroyed. Until he mentally destroyed us spiritually and mentally destroyed us and took away our heritage from us, that's when he let us go. You know what I'm saying? Even up until today, if you're still walking up and down America calling yourself a black or Hispanic, hey man, you're still spiritually and mentally, you're still in slavery, man. Because you're still calling yourself by these names that that another nation gave to us. You understand? Right? Let me get verse 68. Let me get the nail in the coffin, man.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
You know, and I don't know if you've seen that movie Roots. Seen the movie Roots? When he was beating, you know, when he said, hey, Toby. And he kept beating him until he said Toby. But he didn't want to let go of his name, man. And what do you think happened after he started calling himself Toby? That's what they did to our people, man. They literally whipped our nationality out of us, man.
Right.
Now we have what? English last names. We have Spaniard last names, right? We have names that was given to us by the ownership of, depending on what land you was in, man, or what slave master owned you, man, right? Now let me get that last one. Let me get Exodus 22.
It's the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
Bring it out.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Right. So now, I know you say you don't know too much about the Bible. I mean, you probably know some things here and there, right? But at this point in time, the Israelites left Egypt, and Moses is saying that I'm gonna bring you back into. Hey, if you don't keep these commandments, I'm gonna bring you back into Egypt. But when you study history and the Bible, the Israelites never went back to Egypt. Egypt, in this context, means Mizraim in Hebrew, which means house of bondage or slavery, right? I'm gonna prove that to you with this verse right here.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2.
Right.
I am the Lord thy God,
Right.
which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt,
Right.
out of the house of bondage.
What does Egypt mean?
Out of the house of bondage.
One more time.
Out of the house of bondage.
Right, so Egypt is just slang word.
Exodus what?
20 and 2. Exodus 20 and 2. Right, so Egypt is just slang word for house of bondage. It was just slang word for the Hebrew Israelites during that time. So it's like saying like, yo, if I tell you, yo, I'm gonna go back to the crib, I'm literally not gonna go to the house and sleep in the crib. It's like slang would be like, yo, I'm just gonna go back to the house and chill. Right? It's like, that's how you know that's our people too, because even the Israelites was using slang terms, man. The white man don't be using slang terms. Keep going.
Into,
read it again.
And the Lord shall bring thee
Right.
into Egypt again.
Into slavery again, right?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
One more time.
With ships.
On an Uber.
With ships.
On a plane.
With ships.
Now they walked over here.
With ships.
Right? So for you to know, the last curse that Moses gave them, that you're gonna go back into slavery again with ships. Hey man, who did that happen to, man? It's the so-called black and Hispanics and Native Americans, man.
That's right.
So not only did they bring you from the west coast of Africa to here, they also rounded up the indigenous in the Americas and the Caribbeans. They rounded them up and who the Spaniards had, and they shipped them back to Spain and made them slaves over there too, man. Right? Keep going on that.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Now Moses is saying, hey, these are prophetic words. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, meaning this is surely gonna happen. This was written over 2,000 years ago. Now remember, we went into slavery in what? The so-called indigenous 1492, so-called blacks 1619. Hey man, that's a long time. I mean, that's how you know the Bible is real, man. This is Bible prophecy that actually came to pass and didn't happen to anybody else but for our people, man.
That's right. Thou shalt see it no more again.
And he said, you're never gonna see your homeland again. Never gonna see your homeland again. Did you ever see your homeland, brother? Do you know what your homeland is? Because you can say Africa, but like, there's like what, more than 50 countries in Africa. What country in Africa? What tribe? What language? That's why we're out here, man. And we're showing up people that we were living in Africa, from the west coast of Africa, but really that we're from Israel, man. Right? Keep going.
And there you should be sold unto your enemy.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemy, man. And who are we sold to? Who is buying and selling us, man? What nation of people is buying us? Hey, brother, come on, brother. Come on, brother.
No. If you're gonna do this, you're gonna do it right.
Hold on, brother. Sorry. Just don't want to step on the posters, all right?
Did I step on it?
I'm just saying.
Did I step on it?
Brother, real quick, don't let the...
It's all.
All right, brother.
Let's continue.
Yeah, so you know what people put us to slavery, right? The so-called white man, right? Keep going. And he said, what about that?
Listen.
And there you should be sold unto your enemies.
Unto who?
Unto your enemies.
Not your best friend.
Unto your enemies.
Right?
For bondmen
For slave men
and bondwomen.
and slave women.
And no man shall buy you.
And no man's gonna redeem you out of that captivity. And exactly what I said before, if you're still walking up and down Brooklyn, I don't even know what street we on. What street we on, man? Flatbush. If you're still walking up and down Flatbush, calling yourself black, Hispanic, Negro, Native American, Puerto Rican, Dominican, hey man, you're still in that captivity, man.
That's right.
You understand?
That's right.
And that's how you know who the Israelites are. Because Moses said that these were going to be a sign, prophecies in the last days. So the Israelites, when they start waking up and searching for their God, and when they read this, that's how they're going to know who they are in the last days, man. You understand that, brother?
How is that?
Brother, you understand that, brother?
How is that? The man on the microphone.
Now, you said before, so now if these curses fit our people, right? And Moses was speaking to the Israelites, so what does that make us?
Who are our people?
What does that make us, brother? Hey, brother, can you have some respect?
For God, will you have respect? For God.
No, you're not respecting, brother.
You're not respecting God right now.
Brother, come on, brother.
Come on, bro.
You're not respecting God. You're not respecting God. You're reading the Bible and you're not respecting the instructions in the Bible.
So if these curses,
It's not right.
yeah, just ignore. We're not even gonna deal with you, brother. So if these curses fit the Israelites, right?
I'm on my square.
It was prophecy that it was gonna happen to the Israelites, and it fits our people. So who does that make us?
Because you're allowing this.
All right, God.
What's your true biblical nationality? What does it make us? That makes us what, brother? Well, we are lost, but now I'm trying to bring you back home, right? Because remember, these prophecies fit our people. And remember, he's speaking to who? Deuteronomy 29:1, real quick.
It's the book of Deuteronomy 29 and verse 1. These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
No, the black man.
With the children of Israel.
No, Native American.
With the children of Israel.
But these curses fit us. So what does that make us, brother? The children of what? The children of Israel, man. That's right, brother. We are the actual Israelites, God's chosen people.
Get out, wake them up.
We're God's chosen people. We're the apple of God's eye. He's chosen us since the beginning. And all these curses and all these things only happened to us. And we're the only nation of people that was cursed was because we're the only people that he dealing with. Even though you might look at it as like, yo, why did he did all this stuff to us, man? Why do you put the white man over us? Why are we subject to payments? Why are we paying taxes? Why are we still destroyed? Even if, why, like exactly how you said, why we lost, man? All the other nations know who they are except for us, right? But that's because he chastises us, man. Who the Lord loves, he chastises us, man. And he chastises us over and over again until we start waking up and realizing what we're doing and come back to him in these last days. The Lord ain't dealing with all these people, man. In the Bible it says that what? Amen. The world is given into the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, man. You understand? So if the wicked is running the world, which is obviously the wicked is running the world because there ain't no peace in the world. So what do you think is gonna happen, man? What do you think is going on? That means that people that are righteous, they're being hidden away. They're hiding them. We're the hidden ones. They don't want us to know who we are. And why they spend billions and billions of dollars to hide us from hiding us to know who we are? That's because they don't want us to get our power back. Because once we start coming back and keeping the commandments, and God starts working with you and dealing with you, and starts coming, being on our side and fighting for us, yo, we can run the whole world, man. Can you imagine if all these people on the sign actually came together? You know there's more people on this side than there is than anybody else in the world? Imagine what kind of superpower all these people getting together and actually dealing with each other, man, and coming together. And be like, we ain't gonna deal with it anymore. Hey, we're gonna do things on our own terms. Man.
That's right.
This whole place was shut down.
You're
America will literally fall, man.
separation.
The brother had a preach that.
You're preaching separation. That's a sin.
Right?
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 42 verse 24. Who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel to the robbers?
Wait, who did what?
Who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel to the robbers?
What?
Did not the Lord?
Did not who?
Did not the Lord?
Read.
He against whom we have sinned?
Right.
For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his law.
Right.
Therefore, he has poured upon him the fury of his anger,
Right.
and the strength of battle. And if have set him on fire round about, yet he know not, and it burned him, yet he laid it not to heart.
So that's why the Lord, it was the Lord, right? Brother pulled out this piece to show you that it was the Lord, it was a divine intervention. The Lord did all these things to us, man, because we sinned against him, man. Because we're the only people that he dealing with at the end of the day, man. The Lord don't care, and and the brother is right. Yeah, we are teaching separatism, man, because the Lord's only dealing with Israel, man, and we can prove that. Let me get that in Deuteronomy.
It's the book of Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
For thou art what?
For thou art an holy people.
Hey, the Lord's saying that Israel's a holy people. Holy means set apart, right? Separate from everything else. Go on.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Unto the Lord thy God.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee
The Lord thy God have chosen this brother. Go on.
to be a special people
Hey, we're a special people.
unto himself. Unto himself.
Hey, the Lord said, hey, we're a separate people. We're special, man. It's like how you have like a favorite pair of boxers or a favorite pair of sneakers that you only like wearing on certain occasions, man. That's the Lord right there, man.
Above all people.
Above who?
Above all people.
Now the Lord's about being in unity.
Above all people.
Yeah, the Lord's a separatist, man. That's where the people, that's why they made so many, that's why they made 20 different religions out of one book. Why they made religion, and we're not out here speaking about religion, man. I'm not out here telling you to, hey, come to my church. I'm not out here with a gold and silver plate telling you to donate money, man. You understand? We're out here showing the people the truth, their heritage, their nationality, man, what the Lord gave them, man. Because the Lord didn't call you black. The Lord didn't call you a Negro, man. The Lord didn't call you none of those things, man. The Lord called you an Israelite, man, from the tribe of Judah. That's your true biblical nationality, man.
That's right. Bring it out.
That's right. Right? So who are we, brother, one more time? What's your true nationality, King? Are you still black, King? Well, that was what society would call you. But what did God call you, brother? What did God call you? Your nationality. You remember? Come on, brother. You can say it.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 49, verse 11.
Bring it out.
Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names.
They called their, wait, one more time.
Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
Hey, and in this society, man, the government, who's mainly run by the white man, they think that their dynasty, their kingdom is gonna run forever, man. Right? And what happens?
And their dwelling places to all generations.
They think that every place where they set dwelling places in the four corners of the earth, they think it's gonna last forever, man. But it's not. But go on.
They call their lands after their own names.
And they name these land masses after their own names. It's like how you said African American. African comes from a Roman general, right? Leo Skippers Africanus, right? Who conquered the land of Ham, which now today you know is Africa, right? During the Third Punic Wars. Leo Skippers Africanus. Don't ask me how to spell it, because I'm not really good at spelling. Leo Scipio Africanus, right? He was a Roman general who conquered the land of Africa during the Third Punic Wars and named it Africa. But before it was called Africa, it was called the land of Ham, right? Now, if you say American, you can't be American either. First of all, you're not two land masses, and you're not two white men, right? So Africanus was a Roman general, a white man. Now America was an Italian map maker who mapped out the landmass America. for Christopher Columbus, right? That was Amerigo Vespucci, an Italian map maker. And I know you don't come from two different white men, right? So you can't call yourself African American anymore either, brother.
That's right. It's the book of Micah 2 and verse 2.
Right.
And they covered fields.
And they what?
And they covered fields.
Right.
And take them by violence.
What does the white man do?
And take them by violence.
Right.
And houses.
And what?
And houses. And take them away.
Right.
So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
What do?
Even a man and his heritage.
That's what the white man does, man. They what? They divide and conquer. Rape, rob, murder, pillage, kill, right?
That's right.
And they what? They take it by violence, right? And they oppress what? Even a man and his heritage, man.
Right.
And who else did that happen to, man? That happened to us. Who else did that happen to? Nobody. Only happened to the Israelites, right?
That's right.
So who will be the Israelites today, brother? Because the Bible's only talk about Israel, but we fit all these things, man. So who are we, brother? Who are you?
Do my research.
Yeah, we the Israelites, brother. You can do more research on it, brother. That would be a wise thing to do.
That's right.
'Cause we can be saying anything up here, though. But hey, we're out here to relate the message, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Now you asked about the commandments, right? We're gonna give you some commandments, right? We got a flyer, right? Before you go, we'll give you a flyer. We'll give you a flyer, right? It can be kind of like a reference. You can look at it and you can look into it and you can do your own research on it, man. Because that's what I did too. Before I came into this thing, man, and I first heard about this, I was like, nah, I gotta do my own research on it, man. And I did my own research and then I realized everything linked up, man. There was no fault.
I'm spiritual more than anything. I'm not.
I got you. Come on. Yeah, all praises, right? You got a piece of? You got a piece of? No, all right, so you asked about the commandments, right? Now, there's certain commandments that, first and foremost, the main reason why all these things happened to us was because why? Because we didn't keep the commandments. We didn't listen to the Lord, right? Now
When you say listen to the Lord, who are you referring to?
the Most High God.
So there's one guy and then there's a Lord. They call Jesus.
Right. Well, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, because his name is not really Jesus.
What is his name?
Yahweh.
And
In Hebrew. In the old Hebrew, he's called Yahweh Shai.
and he's what? The Lord?
Yeah, he's a Lord. Yeah, he's our Lord. He's a king, the King of Kings. But yeah, he comes in the name of the Most High God.
So it said that the Most High God is who you call him Yahweh, right?
Well, we call him Yahweh.
Yahweh. So are they the same?
Yahweh and what people call him Yahweh?
Most High.
The Most High God, yeah, Yahweh. Because in the Bible, yeah, Khan. You got the name? Where's the name at? Oh yeah, right here. Khan. So when you go into the Hebrew, right, in the actual, because remember, we're reading English, all right? A lot of people will get Yahweh, or they'll get, what else? They got Yahusha, they got all these different names for Christ and for the Most High God, right? But when you go into the Hebrew, this is Yahweh, right? In the Hebrew, right? Yahweh, and then you got Jesus. Well, when in the English they say Jesus, or in Latin Jesus, it would be in the old Hebrew. It's Yahweh Shai, and you can look these things up too. You can take a picture, and you can get into the history too, man. They have a lot of archaeological facts and evidence with these names, man. And when you go into it and you learn the Hebrew, it's not Yahweh, it's Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, right? Yeah, they got yeah, some people will call him Ahaya, right? Yeah, Yahweh, right? Yahweh. So you got so you can take a picture of this too right here. That's the Moabite stone. You can look into the Moabite stone with his name. Well, you'll actually read it like this in the Moabite stone. You can look into how you would actually translate this into, you know, into our language, and then hey, it'll come up as Yahweh, not Yahweh, or not Ahaya, right? So we were getting at, yeah, the commandments, right? The commandments, right? So let's get some commandments for the brother, right? A starter kit, right? Because this is your purpose in life, man.
That's right.
This is our sole purpose. The so-called Israelites' purpose is what is keeping the commandments and pleasing the Most High God, man.
That's right.
You understand? Because when he comes and he sends his son back in his name, man, he ain't coming back like sweet Jesus like people think, man. He's coming back with a sword, right? And his whole garment is gonna be filled in blood, man. He's coming back for justice, man. He's coming back to pay back and do payback for what they've done to the Israelites, man.
That's right.
Let me get that, and let me get a law, right? Right, because you got the 10 commandments. What people think about, oh, there's only 10 commandments. What? Like what? Right? Thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain. Right? What else? Honor thy father and thy mother, etc., etc. Those are basic things that almost everybody knows, right? Thou shalt not set up an image, so on and so forth. You understand? But if you keep reading, there's more laws, right? You got to keep the Sabbath day. The Sabbath day will be Saturday. Let's get the Sabbath first before we get into the dietary law, right? Exodus 35 and 2. Exodus 35 and 2.
It's the book of Exodus 35 and verse 2.
Right. Read it on.
6 days shall work be done.
Right.
But on the 7th day,
On the what?
but on the 7th day,
Right.
there shall be to you an holy day.
A what?
A holy day.
Right. A holy day, a separate day. Right. Holy means separate. Go on.
A Sabbath of rest to the Lord.
Right.
Whosoever doeth work therein shall be put to death.
Right. Now back then you were liable to be put to death on the Sabbath day. But now, you know, when you read the Bible, you know, God sent his son in his name, and now we can repent because we didn't know. Because how many Sabbath have we broken already, man? We're liable to be put to death. I'm liable to be put to death because I don't know anything about the Sabbath day. But now we got Christ as the intermediary, right? In between us and the Most High to plead our case. You understand? For lack of better terms, right? Keep going.
You shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day.
Now, what would be the 7th day?
Sunday.
Well, they say Sunday, but Sunday actually starts the week, right? When you look on, when you look up any calendar, the Mayan calendar, the Gregorian calendar, whatever calendar you look at, Sunday is the first day of the week, right? But they, well,
Actually, the last day of the working week.
Right. So Sunday would be the first day of the week, and the 7th day would be Saturday, right? So the 7th day, the Sabbath would be Saturday, right? You have the Sabbath right here, translated into I don't know how many different languages, man.
Right.
And actually, when you translate Sabbath in Spanish or Latin, it's a sábado. Sábado means Saturday. So that's how you know that the Sabbath is Saturday, man. Right? And you can get into that too. You can take a picture of that to remind you about the Sabbath, and you can look into it too, man. Right? So Saturday will be Sabbath, right? But when does your day start? Because you said Friday, because you were kind of right.
Friday is the ending of the work week.
Okay, yeah, but Friday would be, on Friday, like today, would be the beginning of your Sabbath. Because a lot of times in this society, they'll tell you what? That the day ends and starts at what? 12 in the morning, right? But how can something start in the middle of something, in the middle of the night? When half the country is sleeping and whatnot, man. Like, you're not gonna watch a movie, you're not gonna walk into a theater in the middle of a movie. Biblically, that's not how it goes, man. The time starts when that sun goes down, man. That's when your day ends and the next day starts, right? You get that. Leviticus 23 and 32. Right?
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 32.
Right, I'm telling you, man, they set up this whole thing, this whole facade, man. This whole thing is like a matrix right now, man. All this is set up, literally, all this society, everything is set up, how they change the times, the day, the seasons, and they got leap year and all these different things, man. Trying to switch it up to keep you from your God, man. To keep you from your power. To keep it.
Before you go on, do you have a reference verse for the date and time? Like,
yeah, we're gonna get it. Okay.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 32. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest,
Right.
and ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at even, from even unto even.
How do you celebrate your Sabbath?
From even unto even shall ye celebrate your Sabbath.
So it says from evening unto evening. So from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, that's your day. So your day would start, for example, the Sabbath started when that sun went down today. So right now we're actually in Saturday. Saturday would end when the sun goes down again tomorrow. Well, it's so-called tomorrow, but we're actually in the same day. You get it? Yeah. So now let's get another verse to back that up. Let me get
It's the book of Genesis 1 and verse 5.
Right.
And God called the light day,
Right.
and darkness he called night.
Right.
And the evening.
And the what?
And the evening.
What?
And the evening.
Right.
And the morning were the first day.
Right. So that evening, once that evening comes in, that finishes your day and it starts the next day. Not at 12 in the morning. Right? According to the Most High God, man. That's how the God set it up from the beginning. That's how it's always been. But the white man wanted to come and change the times and all this different. It just caused mayhem, man.
It seems like based on what I'm hearing, it almost sounds like the white man's an advocate or the hand that's a part of the matrix. If that's correct.
I get what you're saying. I got a piece of it. Let me get yeah, you can get that. Let me get you can get that and you can give me Psalm 17 and 13. Right? Because just because only because the Lord is dealing with us, our people as Israel, right? We're set up really our sole main purpose is to what? Is to rule this earth. That's our purpose, and to set everybody straight.
That's right.
Because remember I said to you before, that the earth, and the Bible says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Now what do you think happens when the righteous are in power? When the real people are in power. The people that are supposed to be in power. Right? We're gonna rule at the end of this thing. We're gonna, the so-called Black and Hispanic, the Native Americans, the children of Israel, we're gonna rule this place in righteousness and set everybody else in order, man. And we're gonna rule over them, right? But we're not gonna do. I mean, there's gonna be some slavery during that time too. We're gonna put, because in the Bible it says, "He who leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity," right? That's in Revelation 13 and 9. Right? He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. But I'm not telling you to do that right now. That's a prophecy that when Christ comes back, he's going to set us up to do that. You know what I'm saying? He's going to give us that power to do that. Right? Not right now. Let me get that piece.
It's the book of Daniel 7 and 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
Right?
And shall wear out the saints.
And shall what?
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High. And think to change times and laws.
What the white man do?
And think to change times and laws.
What the wicked do?
And think to change times and laws.
Read.
And they shall be given into his hand until a time and a dividing of time.
Right, so Daniel 7 and 25. Right, so the Lord is giving these people, the wicked of the world, he's giving them a time period to do what they gotta do, man. Right? Now let me get this in Psalm 17. Let me get this in Psalm 17.
It's the book of Psalm chapter 17, verse 13.
Right.
Arise, O Lord,
Right.
disappoint him,
Right.
cast him down,
Right.
deliver my soul from the wicked.
Right, what did the Lord say?
Deliver my soul from the wicked,
right?
which is thy sword.
What is the wicked?
Which is thy sword.
So the wicked of the earth, man, is the Lord's sword, man. The Lord uses nations to do his bidding, man. He sends a spirit down on these people to do what they gotta do. Like how he put the spirit on them to come over, conquer us, put us in slavery, take away our heritage, right? And to do all these manner of wickedness towards us. So at the end of the day, we can be standing right here in Flatbush in Brooklyn, man, standing face to face and give you your heritage back, man. This is already set in stone from the beginning of time, man.
That's right.
Everything is written. The past, present, and the future is written, man. And there's nothing you can do about it to change it, man. There's no such thing as free will, man. People, you can think that all you want, but hey, according to the Most High God, ain't no one can intermingle with the time of the Lord. The Lord is the Ancient of Days. He do as thou wilt. He does whatever he want to do, but he already set up everything from the beginning, man. If you're an Israelite, you're always going to be an Israelite, man. You can die right now, but if you have kids or a son or whatever, hey, they're still going to be Israelites, man. No matter what. You got a precept?
It's the book of Proverbs 29 and verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
People what?
The people rejoice.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, man. There's peace in the earth, man. There's no wars, right? Everything is all goody, man. Go on.
But when the wicked bear rule, when the wicked bear rule,
right?
the people mourn.
The what?
The people mourn.
Hey, the people are mourning, man.
What was that? Proverbs what?
Proverbs 20 and 2.
29 and 2.
29 and 2.
Brother.
Oh, give the brother a flyer. Give the brother a flyer. The brother got another piece of, right? Hey, man, and we can see that, man. The whole world is in mourning, man. We got World War III on the rise. We got pestilences, diseases coming out, right? The prices on everything is going higher, man. Everybody's in mourning, man. People can't afford to pay the damn rent, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same as before, man. The world is waxing older now, man. It's not the same as it was, man. And it's never gonna go back either. People are gonna be like, oh, it's gonna go back to normal. It's never gonna go back to normal, man. It's just gonna get worse until we're back in power, man.
Give me that.
It's the book of Judas, chapter 5, verse 20.
After this, we're going to go back to the commandments.
Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
Right, so this is what the heathen was doing. This is what the other nations were meditating on doing, man. Read that again.
Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people,
if there be any error in this people, man, this is what the heathens always be meditating on, man. They're always they was always waiting on the Israelites to always go off, to always depart from their God, to always, once they see us sinning and going off and serving other gods and going into other doctrines and philosophies, right, and following the other nations, doing what everybody else wants to do instead of doing our own thing. Hey, that's when they knew when they had the advantage on us, man. Because that's when they knew when we weren't keeping the commandments, they was gonna come in and they were gonna devour us, and they knew that the Lord was gonna come in and help them out, man. Keep going.
And they sin against their God. Right. Let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
It shall be their what?
It shall be their ruin.
Right.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
Go on.
But if there be no iniquity in their nation,
right? But if there's no iniquity in our nation, like if the Black, Hispanic, and Native American never ever broke the commandments and always kept the laws of the Most High God in their mind and their heart, and we always were together as a people, and we never hated on each other, never shot each other down, never went into Christianity, Catholicism, right? Never damn started want to be hand in hand with the white man. You understand? This is what happened, man. If there be no iniquity amongst our people, what happens?
Let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them.
Lest their what?
Lest their Lord defend them.
What happens when we keep the commandments?
Lest their Lord defend them, and their God before them, and we become a reproach before all the world.
Right? And that's what happens, man. When we kept the commandments, the other nations didn't even try to think to set foot against us, man. Because there was a certain time when there was peace on the earth, man. Right? I know you heard of King David, how many men he slew, right? And then, well, hey, brother, you gotta get into that, man, because that's your ancient forefather, man. That's your ancient kings. Because we know about George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Sleepy Joe Biden. We know about all these presidents and whatnot, but we don't know about our ancient kings, man. You gotta get into this Bible, brother.
That's right.
You gotta go into 2nd Chronicles, 1st Chronicles, 1st Kings, 2nd Kings, man, and read about your forefathers, man. Because you got mighty forefathers, man, that the whole world knows about except their own people, man. Right? You got King David, right, who slew thousands and thousands of men and set up the kingdom for Solomon to reign, man. And there was peace in Israel, man, in all the land. For a very long time, man. 40 years, man. 40 years, man. You understand? Yeah, you get 1st Chronicles, 2nd Chronicles, you get the basic, right, the beginning, and right after that, you get 1st Kings and 2nd Kings, right after that, man. 1st Samuel, 2nd Samuel, you gotta get into all that, brother. Right, now let's go back to the commandments. Right, so we got the Sabbath. Right, it says you can't. No, we're still on the Sabbath. Right, so you can't work on the Sabbath. You gotta keep it holy. You gotta rest. Right. Let me get Nehemiah 10 and 31. Right. How you doing, bro? How you doing? Right, Nehemiah 10 and 31. There's certain things you can't do on the Sabbath, right?
Yeah, I think.
Nehemiah 10 and 31, right?
Right,
It's the book of Nehemiah 10 and verse 31.
Bring it out.
And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell,
On the what? Sabbath day.
on the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath or on the holy day.
Right, so if the people of the land bring ware or victuals means like that's an old term for saying like merchandise, things to buy, products, produce. If they come and try to sell you stuff on the Sabbath day, hey, Nehemiah was like, yo, don't buy none of that stuff, man. Don't buy it, because you can't be buying and selling on the Sabbath day, right? Right, so you can't work and you can't buy and sell, so you can't deal with money on that day. All right, now what else? Now go back to Exodus 35 and 2. Continue on that. You have something?
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 35 and 2. And 3. Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day.
Right, and the final thing is, you can't, right, so you can't work, you can't buy and sell, and you can't kindle no fire. That's going into cooking. So you can't cook. So what you gotta do is, Not saying you can't eat, right? You gotta prepare your meal before the sun goes down on Friday. That's how you keep it, you know what I'm saying? You can make a little chicken salad or whatever, or you prepare your hot meal before the sun goes down, keep it on a hot plate, put some aluminum foil on it, put it in the oven. You know, if you want to eat that after sundown, whatever the case may be. Or like I said, make a salad, or, you know, there's many ways you can do it without cooking on the Sabbath, man. And even so, it's only from sundown Friday to sundown Saturday. It's not that big of a deal. It's not a long time. You can find many other different foods that you don't have to cook, man. Right? So that's the Sabbath day. There's more on that?
It's the book of Exodus 31 and 16. Right. Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath.
Shall what?
Shall keep the Sabbath.
No, only if they feel like it.
Shall keep the Sabbath.
Right?
To observe the Sabbath throughout their generations.
Throughout what?
Throughout their generations.
So if you're still standing here, your forefathers still generated you up until this point, you still gotta keep the Sabbath. Bro.
For a perpetual covenant.
For a what?
For a perpetual covenant.
For a perpetual covenant, meaning for a covenant, for a contract forever, man. Go on.
It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever.
It is a sign between us and the Most High God forever, man. That's our thing. Not anyone can just come and keep the Sabbath, man.
That's book of Exodus 34, what?
31 and 15.
31 and 15, yeah.
31, 15 on down.
Start 31 and 12.
Exodus 31, 15 on down, right? So that's the Sabbath day. Now we got the dietary law, right? That was one extra commandment. Now we got the dietary law, and then we got another various law. Let me get the dietary law.
It's the book of Leviticus 11 and verse 7.
Right.
You know, and the swine.
And the what?
And the swine.
You know what swine is, right, brother? And the swine, go on.
Though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed,
right?
Yet he cheweth not the cud.
Right.
He is unclean to you.
What the Lord said?
He is unclean to you.
Right, so he's saying the swine is unclean. Right? So when something is unclean, you're not going to eat it. Right? So they said the swine is unclean unto you. Go on.
Of their flesh shall you not eat,
right?
And their carcass shall ye not touch.
Right.
They are unclean to you.
Right, so he said you can't even touch the dead carcass. So that means if you be eating that bacon, pork, right, chitlins or whatever the case may be, man, he said don't eat it, man. It's an abomination. It's unclean, man. You understand? Right? Keep going on there.
These.
Wait, you eat pork, brother? All right, I'll praise them.
These shall you eat of all that are in the waters.
Now I was going to talk about the animals, the critters in the water. Shalom.
Whatsoever have fins and scales.
Whatsoever have what?
Whatsoever have fins and scales.
So whatsoever, it has to have fins and scales. If you're going to eat something out of the waters, if you're a pescatarian or whatever, it has to have fins and scales, which is predominantly fish, right? You got salmon, you got bass, you got tuna, but then you got fish that has fins but don't have scales, like catfish, right? You know that catfish that be bottom feeders and whatnot.
Nah, I didn't really make that separation.
Yeah. But there's certain fish out there you gotta be careful that don't have scales, man. Because the scales, they act as like an armor, right? When you think about it, it acts like an armor for the fish, so parasites can't burrow into their flesh. And you see, there's a lot of parasites in the ocean, man. Right? Keep going.
Whatsoever has fins and scales in the waters, right, in the seas and in the rivers, right, them shall ye eat.
Right.
And all that have not fins and scales in the seas, right, and in the rivers, right, of all that move in the waters, right, and of any living thing which is in the waters, right, they shall be an abomination unto you.
So anything that doesn't have fins and scales in the water, and he said any living thing, anything in the water that doesn't have fins and scales, it's an abomination, right? We got, what do our people like to eat that doesn't have fins and scales?
In the water?
Yeah. Our people,
shrimp,
yeah,
lobster,
shrimp, crab, lobster. Those are what? Those are the damn filter of the sea, man. They filter out the ocean. That's why our oceans are all defiled and damn green, and you can't even look in the water past like 2 feet. Because our water, man, they have restaurants like Red Lobster, Bubblegum Shrimp, all these different damn restaurants set up, and they're taking all these critters out of the water when they're supposed to be filtering out the water, man, keeping our earth clean, and they're defiling the whole earth, man. Because it's like I say it all the time. Like, I know a lot of people in their apartments, they got a filter in their damn Brita filter attached to their faucet. You're not gonna take that filter out of that Brita filter, take it out, and suck the water out of the filter, are you? Hell no. So why would you want to go and eat the damn filter of the sea, man? Leviticus 11, and it starts at Leviticus chapter 11, and it starts at 7 on down, and it keeps going. You know, it keeps going too. It goes into the the birds, what birds, you know, you can't eat, and things like that. So, right?
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man. So we got one more for you, brother. So you say you gotta go, right? Let me get Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, right?
Bring it out.
Right.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Right.
Fear God.
What do we gotta do?
Fear God.
What this brother gotta do?
Fear God and keep his commandments.
And what?
And keep his commandments.
Read.
For this is the whole duty of man.
Right.
For God shall bring every work into judgment
Right.
with every secret thing.
Right.
Whether it be good
Right.
or whether it be evil.
Right? Hey, so that's the whole purpose in life, man. That's your whole duty, man. It's to fear God and keep his commandments, man. That's the whole duty of man, man. That was Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. That's the meaning of life for an Israelite. The other nations can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. They want to rape, rob, and murder, they can do that. But we're getting punished for our iniquities is because the Most High God is only for us. He's the God of Israel, not the God of everybody else. And that's why we're getting dealt with, right? That's why that's why the Lord is putting his hand on us, spanking us. And he's letting the other nations do whatever they want. But they're going to get that judgment, though, sooner or later. You understand that, brother?
You got a QR code in
Yeah,
the
you
back.
got a QR code in the back, brother. Right? So you say you're African American? You sure about that? You do your research, brother. But hey, I got you, brother. All praise to the Most High. So you're an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, man. Right? And Christ comes from that same tribe, man.
Yes, sir.
Hebrews 7 and 14, man. You come from the same tribe that Christ comes out of, man. For you to be a Jew, so you actually be a real Jew. Right? So you got the white Jewish man up there, up the block in Brooklyn. They're not the real Jews, man. They're imposters, man. You understand? Even the Bible tells you that. Revelation 2 and 9. Right? For you to be a Jew, you gotta come from the tribe of Judah, man. You understand? And even geographically speaking, Israel is literally right there on the top of Africa. Geographically speaking, those are melanated people around that area, man. So what are they doing over there? That's why there's no peace over there. That's why even the Palestinians know they don't even want them there. Even the president of Egypt even told them straight to the face, and they killed them for it. They was like, hey, the land will never know peace and will never accept y'all because the Jews left here black and came back white.
That's right.
Come on, man. Yeah, bring it out. You bring it out.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9.
Bring it out.
I know thy works and tribulation
Right?
and poverty,
Right.
but thou art rich.
Right, so the Lord knows our trials and tribulation, right?
God.
He knows what we're going through.
That's right.
Right? He knows we're the only people, the black, Hispanic, and Native American, we're the only people going through trials and tribulations, man. But he says, but thou art rich. And we're rich, why? Because the kingdom is for us, man.
That's right.
Right, let me get Revelation 21 and 12. Let's finish this real quick.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are
And
Jews,
he knows the blasphemy, you know what a blasphemy means? A filthy lie worthy of death. Go on.
and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
Who are those fake Jews?
But are the synagogue of Satan.
Who's that Jewish man up the block?
But are the synagogue of Satan.
Hey, they're the synagogue of Satan, man. They took our heritage, man, and now they're posing as you. And they're reigning and benefiting off that heritage and nationality, man. That's why they run the banks. That's why they run the world. That's why they own BET. They own social media. They own all the news stations. They run the world and everything, and they run everything. Why? So they can stay in power. So everyone can look at them as the holy people, so no one can touch them, man. They're not the Jews. Whatever. Oh, they're the real Jews. Man. Leave them alone. That's why they have communities to themselves. They got their own police, right?
Hospitals.
They make their own money, if you didn't know that. You understand? They got their own hospitals. They got their own schools. You know what I'm saying? They got their own produce places, shops. The whole damn community. What happened when the so-called black men tried to make their own community?
You talking about Black Wall Street and all?
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah.
Destroyed it, man. They bombed it, man. Yeah, man. So that's how you know. And it was them too, man. Amalek, man, the damn white people, man. They destroyed because they want to keep us from knowing who we are, man. Because remember what the brother brought out. If we come back to the Lord, hey, the Lord's gonna start fighting for us, man. And then they can't deal with us anymore, man. Right? But that's why there's a great awakening coming on, man. You're gonna see brothers like us. We might not be the only people that you might run into, man. You might run into another group of Israelites, man. That's because the Lord is waking up prophets in these last days. Every time, when you read the Bible, every time a civilization is about to crash, the Roman Empire, the Babylonian Empire, the Assyrian Empire, right? The Egyptian Empire, right? All these different empires that reigned and fell, because everything, all these empires came up, fell. Just like America, it came up, it's gotta fall one day, man. And he always woke up prophets in the last days to warn the people, man. Every time before these societies fell, he rose up prophets in the last days to warn the people to get right before they get left, man. Right? Let me get revelation. You got a point, brother?
That's why when Ye and Kanye Irving spoke, what did they do?
Yeah, man. What happened with Kanye West and Kyrie Irving, man? Once he spoke out, they was about to speak. I mean, they were speaking some truth, but they couldn't come out and say it all the way because they knew what would happen, man. They started shutting them down. They started taking away their contracts. Like, hell no. And you know who owns them, man? The white Jewish man, man. Right? Let me get that in Revelation 21 and 12, and I know you gotta go, bro.
It's the book of Revelations 21 and verse 12.
This is why the Lord said why we're rich. We're going through trials and tribulations right now, but at the end of the day, we're gonna come out winning at the end of the day, man. Bring this up.
And had a wall great and high.
Right, this is the kingdom of heaven, go on.
And had 12 gates.
And had what?
12 gates.
No, one pearly gate for everybody.
And had 12 gates.
Read.
And at the gates 12 angels.
Right.
And names written thereon.
What names are on there?
Which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
Right, hey. That's the kingdom of heaven, man. The kingdom of heaven is not one big pearly gate like how the Christian church be despicting, man. Or how in the damn cartoons be despicting.
And what's that?
That was Revelation 21 and 12. Right? In the kingdom of heaven, there's 12 gates. 12 gates for who? For the 12 tribes of Israel, man.
That's right.
Ain't nobody else getting in them gates, man.
That's right.
Everybody else is gonna be outside looking in, man. But they ain't gonna be able to get in, man. They're gonna be serving us in the kingdom, man. Right? Revelation 13 and 9, man. They're gonna be serving us who put us in slavery. Amen. They're gonna be put into slavery, man.
That's right. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 9.
Right.
If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Right. If a man has understanding, understand this.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Read it again.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Read.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Right.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Right. And that's what we're patiently waiting for, man. And we're the saints of the earth, man. We're the righteous of the earth, man. And we're just waiting to get put back on top, man. And put these people who put us in slavery, man. You understand? Alright, brother, like you said, man, do your research, look at that flyer. You're an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. Lord willing, the Lord wakes you up to this, to this enlightenment, man. And you wake up in these last days, and you go out there and you start teaching your people the truth, man. Because there's not that much time left, man. We're living in the end of the world, man. Alright, brother? Alright, brother.
Have a good night.
Have a good night, brother.
Alright, brother.
Right? God, I'm patient the Most High. Lord willing, the brother takes, and that's exactly what I was going into, man. Before the brother came up, is giving our people discernment, man. Right? If that brother's a wise, and he was taking it all in. He was taking notes, right? Taking down the precepts. You know what I'm saying? And he said he's gonna do his due diligence and do his own research, man. That's a wise man, man. A lot of people just come up here and stand here and just nod their head. But the brother took notes, man. Lord willing, the Lord wakes that brother up, man.
That's right.
Hey, y'all sisters got a minute for the words of the Lord? Y'all got 30 seconds for the words of the Lord? To learn your biblical nationality? Alright. Hey, y'all Israelites, you gotta repent, keep the commandments. Ustedes tienen un momento para la Biblia. Ustedes miran, este es Jesucristo. Ese es Jesucristo. Eso no es Jesucristo. Right? Yeah, they always look at this picture right here, man. They always look at white Jesus with the horns, but they never ask what we teach him, why he's like that. They never ask. Right? Right? Oh man. Anyways, let's keep going. Let me get Revelation 22 and 12. I'm gonna close up. Right, my time is up. Right, the next mighty, powerful speaker about to come up and teach the people, man. Right, let me get that. Revelation 22 and 12. Whoever got it. You got it? Come.
It's the book of Revelations 22 and verse 12.
Right.
And behold, I come quickly.
What the Lord say?
And behold, I come quickly.
Read.
And my reward is with me.
Read.
To give every man according as his work shall be.
Read.
I am Alpha and Omega. I am Alpha and Omega.
Read.
The beginning and the end.
Right.
The first and the last.
Read.
Blessed are they that do his commandments.
What the Lord say?
Blessed are they that do his commandments.
Read.
That they may have right to the tree of life,
Right.
and may enter in through the gates into the city.
Amen. And with that, we're the Watchmen for Israel, Brooklyn, NYC edition, man. Hey, Kwame Shala!